Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
Well, folks, it's been quite an evening so far. I started out with a glass of grain spirit and tonic. And then I went and had some sterling from our friends at Gibson's Finest. After the Gibsons, I went on and had some Johnny Walker Black Label. After the Johnny Walker Black Label, I had some Bowmore 12. And then I thought fondly of the Bal Blair 99. So I had to have some of that, and that has been going beautifully well. I have here, no, this is not a bottle of Lagavulin 8. This is an empty bottle of Lagavulin 8 that had some cold water in it. And so I'm just topping off my glass with it. And as you can see, it fits just perfectly. So that bottle has done its duty and used up the last of its contents and been washed out by water. And I'm here towards the end of my flight. I might go for some jungle juice after this one. But as you may know or be aware of, there are distilleries popping up all over the place. New distilleries that, just started making whiskey or making new make spirit. And there are grain spirits and there are malt spirits. And I'm eager to try them out. I'm eager to taste them. But I'm not so eager to taste them if they're not quite ready yet. Okay, there are some malt and grain spirits being produced locally that are quite young. And when you first open the bottle, they're not so good. But they do acquire, after they've been open for a while and they've oxidized a while, they do get better. And I will revisit some of those that I have had in the past that were less than satisfactory. Although, as I go along and try them, they get better. But there's another distillery. It's very local. In fact, it's a 5-minute drive away from right here, Food Quake Central. And this distillery is called the Caledonian Distillery. I believe it's the Caledonian. Anyway, this is okay. Okay, what does it say here? It says here, this is Macoloni's Heritage Vatting. Okay, this is really local here. This is, as far as I know, from the Caledonia Distillery, which is like a 5-minute drive away from here. There's already dust on the bottle because it's been sitting here for 2 months. And here we go. says on the label, Macaloni's Heritage Vatting Blended Malt Scotch Whisky. This specially selected vatting includes single malts carefully blended from Blair Athol, Clynelish, Ardmore, and Kalila distilleries. It's called Among the Heather. That's what this blend is called. And it's 750 mils, 46% alcohol by volume. Bottled by Macaloni Brewers and Distilleries Ltd, Victoria, BC, Canada. And on the back here it says, bottled by Macaloni Brewers and Distillers Ltd, www.victoriacaledonian.com in small print. So what's happening here is this is comprised of whiskey from Scotland that was brought here in the barrels, or if not barrels, casks from Scotland, and vatted here in Canada, like 5 minutes drive away from here, and bottled in Canada. It says product of Scotland because the whiskey contained in here is from Scotland, but it was shipped here and then vatted here and then bottled here in Canada. So it's kind of a hybrid. You can't really call it Scotch whiskey, but it's Scotch whiskey, but it was blended and bottled in Canada. Now, what I'm getting at is that a lot of distilleries make their new stuff and they sell their new stuff when it's not ready. These guys, they're making whiskey. They're fermenting, they're distilling, and they're putting their whiskey or their new make spirit into barrels. But meanwhile, while they don't have any of their own spirit ready yet, they don't have any of their whiskey matured yet, they're using somebody else's whiskey, vatting it here, and bottling it and selling it in order to bring some money in. Now there are a lot of places that make their own whiskey, and they're making their own whiskey, but they have to outsource their whiskey. Like I'm thinking of Whistle Pig, in Vermont, that is getting their whiskey from Canada, I think from Alberta, and they're bottling it in Vermont and selling it before their own stuff is ready. Well, these guys right here in Canada are getting Scotch whiskey and they're bottling it. They're vatting it and blending it and bottling it. They're outsourcing as well before their own juice is ready. So it's I think it's going to be interesting to try this. I haven't tried any of their things yet, although I have tasted some. I tasted one that was maybe 130 days old, and it was their own stuff, and it was good. It was really good. I tasted that at the Whiskey Festival, but they weren't bottling any, and they weren't selling it. It was just to try at the festival. But what did I say this was? Blair Athol, Clynelish, Ardmore, and Kalila. Well, if it's got Clynelish in it, it should be good. Oh, tight little cork. There we go. And it's got a cork that's covered in plastic. It's like a Japanese cork. Where did I encounter such a Japanese cork before? Iwai Tradition. Yeah, that's where it was. Iwai Tradition. Oh, tight little thing. So here we go. Macaloni's Heritage Vatting. Among the Heather. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That is a very heathery nose. It smells like bushes. There's caramel, toffee, rich toffee. It's a bit fudgy too. Rich, somewhat sweet. Honey. Oh, it's got a powerful, pungent nose. It's right in your face with toffee and honey, grass, hay a little bit. And there are two whiskeys in here that I've never tried before, namely Blair Atoll and Ardmore. But there's Clynelish and Kalila, which I'm quite familiar with. Ooh. More honey, more grass. Powerful, strong. Very strong caramel and a little bit of vanilla, but there's also a bit of a note of cocoa in there. I'm getting that familiar Tootsie Roll kind of thing, but it's quite subtle, and it's subdued. It's beneath the other strong. Oh, there it is. With the vanilla now, I'm getting a little more vanilla. I'm getting Tootsie Roll with the vanilla. And more grass now, more hay. Tootsie Roll and hay. Ah, complex nose. A lot of good things in here. A lot of good things going on. Oh, lovely. Well, let's give it a taste. Ooh. I'm getting a tingling on the sides. I'm getting a fudgy Tootsie Roll, caramel and vanilla extravaganza. The finish is quite short. It's all there and then it's all gone. But that was just the first impression. I'm going to drink some of my water that tastes like Lagavulin 8. Ah. Now on the nose I was getting a hint of banana. Or maybe I'm influenced by something I've had to drink earlier. Hay. I'm getting hay and banana. And some caramel and toffee and Tootsie Roll and vanilla. Ugh. Now I'm curiously getting some of that peat from the Kalila creeping in underneath all of those heavy caramel and Tootsie Roll and toffee flavors. It's leaving a bit of a smoky aftertaste. This is quite intriguing. It may get a lot better if it oxidizes a bit. I'm getting a little bit of bitterness, and I'm tasting oak in the aftertaste now. It's quite woody in the aftertaste. I bought this as a data point. It's an interesting little blend. And what is this? Blair Atoll. I'm going to have to look up what Blair Atoll is. Because I don't believe it's... I'm not sure. Now that I'm tasting this again, there's a bit of a graininess. A little bit of a graininess to it. Maybe Blair Atoll is a grain whiskey. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But it says blended malt Scotch whiskey. So if it's a blended malt, then there is no grain in it. It's all malt. Curiouser and curiouser. Well, I'm going to be looking forward to trying this as time goes on. And some months from now, I may revisit it. Anyways, on that note, I'm getting kind of tired. And I will have to say, slancha. May the good health be with you.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.